Welcome to the always magic, never boring Erste FC Union Berlin highlights show, brought to you live from the Stadion an der Alten Forsterei. Almost. Still looks like a short one today. Bloody hell, what a week it's been. This must be how Jesus felt, what with having his birthday around Christmas and all that. So we're short on time. First we need to take out the rubbish. What feels like a decade ago, the men hosted TSG Hoffenheim, a club of whom, to quote Werner Herzog's view of Pablo Picasso, I really have no opinion. All right, nobody cares about Hoffenheim, and we lost 4-2 in the end at the Alten Forsterei, but it was a great way for Ilyas Ansar to add one to his tally.
Ansar selbst drückt ihn rüber.
And Tom Rotter scored two, hitting the ball beautifully. What you could probably call great vengeance and furious anger, but I guess we'll come to that later on.
Rote hat den Rebound.
It's all right though, things were just warming up. This is a narrative arc after all. The women then travelled to Leverkusen on a miserable Monday, and frankly, at the worst start since Bambi's childhood, they were 2-0 down after 5 minutes. Maybe it was the nerves, maybe just the very good opposition. But what followed was a masterclass in grim-faced, gritted teeth, backs to the wall determination. They got a goal back through Dina's deftest of flicks.
Und der Anschlusstreffer, Dina Orschmann.
Then Tomke Schneider invoked the ghost of an Azerbaijani linesman still haunting certain German hearts to bring them back into things for a frantic last few minutes.
Schneider und dann die Frage, drin oder nicht.
Hey, I say it went in, and I'm impartial. Though they lost 3-2 in the end, they had a chance to make amends immediately when they hosted Essen, the last of the Bundesliga true women's-only clubs. Not that kind. And this time they flew out of the traps.
Stolpern sie den Ball da hinten ins eigene Tor.
Superb Sophie Vidal wasn't to be left out neither, scoring her first competitive goal since arriving in the summer from Werder Bremen.
Dann drückt Vidal den Ball.
But if that breathlessness wasn't enough, that was barely the beginning. Music, please. Yes, on Sunday the men won one of the most astonishing games the Waldstadion has seen in its 100 years. It all started with a goal from Ilyas, first time hard across the keeper, an impossible height. He's like Kanye West before the unpleasantness. Well, he's banging them out at the moment, hit after hit after hit. But he was merely setting the stage for his teammates. Ladies and gentlemen, having overtaken Alan McInally as Scotland's highest ever scorer in the Bundesliga, welcome to the Oliver Burke Show.
Der macht das 2:0. Doppelpack des Schotten. Burke mit seinem dritten Treffer.
And just so we're ready in case of a deserved international call-up next month, these weren't the only big questions being answered.
Iron Brew or Mezzomix?
Iron Brew.
Though Ilyas and Oliver scored the goals, we cannot forget their partner, Andre the Giant Ilic, who set up the goals in the 9th and the 32nd and the 53rd and the 56th minutes. Together, they're rapidly joining the ranks of the world's great trios. Bestlaw and Charlton, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, the Powerpuff Girls, De La Soul. They look for each other constantly, they dovetail and dance and probe and press, and they pulled the Eintracht defence apart, driving them to the brink of bloody madness. Mind you, it went from 4-1 to 4-3 with 10 minutes of time added on to play, the volume hitting jet engine levels, the tension wrapped up so high it could cause a crash in the markets. But still they held on defiantly. It was utterly bloody, marvellous madness. But that still wasn't it. The women then travelled to Jena on Tuesday night for a game the DFL regarded so highly that the Ballon d'Or ceremony moved to the day before just to avoid a clash. All right, since they reached the Bundesliga, they've had drama. Jesus Christ, they've had enough narratives to fill a month of good times, bad times. Katja Orschmann was making her first ever start in the Bundesliga, and you know what that means.
Katja Orschmann, die zieht ab und der passt.
Then Dina came on to join her, but having got a goal down at the start of the second half and ridden the storm and battled and fought and strived and still got nothing. With 90 minutes gone, Schneider took a breath when I simply couldn't and clipped a free kick into the box that sailed and dropped for this.
Freistoß Tomke Schneider auf Dina Orschmann.
The whole team deserved the first top flight away win, and they never know when they're beaten. But the twins had talked of this moment as kids. It was like 1,000 dreams coming true. If I could swear, Honestly, I would. Well, I did. But that just leads me on to one final thing. Although his gesture wasn't aimed at a single individual, our head coach should not be making hand gestures such as he did on Sunday afternoon. Indeed, in honour of our first Scotsman to score a Bundesliga hat-trick, he should have, of course, done it like this. See you in a fortnight.